Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Yes, welcome back for yet another weekend of 30 minutes of uninterrupted sports update. Sometimes you get too excited about what you're going to talk about, and you really are in the mood. You cannot wait to just get it started. And as a matter of fact, the first final of the 2025 Australian Open has been concluded. And contrary to popular belief, popular expectations, a new champion has emerged. As a matter of fact, she's winning it for the first time in her career after several attempts. Let me just be... I think this was her second attempt at the Australian Open final. And she beat the world number one and the returning champion. Yes, that's the word. The returning champion to the major tournament, which of course in Melbourne, the Australian Open, and she takes that title to become the new and reigning champion of the Australian Open, and of course the first major of the year of the 2025 tennis calendar year, and she's winning it for the first time. And it just might be begs the question rather, if this is a start for a lot of new names on the trophy for the rest of the year, because it's looking like it might just be the same way in the men's final tomorrow. All right. Welcome once again. So I'll just start with the Australian Open as I've started. My name is Dari Johnson. Welcome back to the show once again. Remember that on the show we're giving traffic updates. We talk about what's happening on the roads. And I understand that parts of Lagos roads were really busy in the morning, talking about the fallen down tanker at Ojota interchange. And I believe that has been... I'll try and get the updates from that. All right, on the show also, still talk transfer updates. And ahead of the big game this weekend, perhaps it's the biggest game of the weekend across Europe, Manchester City versus Chelsea. Pep Guardiola has got something to say. And this is on the back of signing a striker from African descent, an African striker, so to say, from Eintracht Frankfurt, who was valued at 70 million euros to be a backup to Erling Haaland. You know, you buy someone with that amount and you put him as backup. It's just what it is. It's Man City doing it. It's Pep Guardiola's doing it. All right, let's go back to Australian Open. Madison Keys is the champion. Is the new champion, the newest champion of the Australian Open, and of course the first Grand Slam tournament of the year. She beats world number one and returning champion 6-3, 2-6, and 7-5. And that's in 3 sets. They took the final 3 sets to be decided. And Madison Keys, who was accompanied by her husband and coach. Coach also got recognized as the winning coach of that final. The two of them have a lot of celebrations to do. And an American who really has tried to win it for some time before now eventually wins it. And it is our first ever major victory. So congratulations to Madison Keys, and of course better luck next time for Aryna Sabalenka. As a matter of fact, if Jimmy were here, Jimmy had some things to say about Aryna Sabalenka. She was so sure that Sabalenka would win in this final, but it's just one of the things that you enjoy with women's tennis. Anybody can win as long as you go all the way to the final. I mean, the people that you meet on your way to the final. For example, Madison Keys beat Danielle Collins in third round, beats Elise Roos in the second round, and in the fourth round she beat Elena Rybakina. In the fifth round, which is quarterfinals, she beat Elena Svitolina. I mean, that's some good wins. And then in the semi-final, she beat world number 2 and 6-time major champion in Iga Swiatek before winning world number 1. She beat world number 2 in the semi-final, and in the final, she beat world number 1 congratulations to her. I mean, she was already moving in the rankings in of the WTA, World Tennis, Women's Tennis Association, so to say, and she already got to number 15 in the ranking. Now that she has won her first major and this year's Australian Open, I mean, she will even move further up there in the WTA rankings. Congratulations once again, and then tomorrow we'll see who gets to win between returning champion and reigning champion as of now. That's Yannick Sinner and world number 2 Alexander Zverev, the German, who actually has been trailing Yannick Sinner, who's world number 1 in terms of points, and who gets to dethrone who or maintain the position, and the two of them now have an opportunity to settle the scores. That will be tomorrow. So by this time tomorrow, we would have known who is the champion. Is it the reigning champion who will be retained as champion, and or is going to be another person in Alexander Zverev, who, by the way, is more experienced than Yannick Sinner, and I believe that Madison Keys also has more experience. Going to this final was more experienced than Aryna Sabalenka, and she proved it that yes. And by the way, Madison Keys will be turning 30 years old in February. So anytime we'll be looking at she considering retirement, especially since she's a woman, and of course she has to consider motherhood, taking care of the family and children. All right, congratulations once again. We'll move on from there now to the transfer news. See what we have on the roads in Lagos. All right, transfer news this time. Not much update on the roads, but of course I'll go straight to the last reported update. Last update. We'll start with the live camera, which I'm looking at. Ogudu Road by Ogudu Hall is good. That area is really clear, free and clear. The Ogudu Road, okay, practically all the Ogudu parts are good, even on the express that's approaching Olokpomeji. Yes, Olokpomeji is good. That's if you're heading to the third mainland bridge and Oworo, it's good in and out. Then of course Agboyi Road by Celestia Avenue is good also. So we have a good around the Ogudu axis. All right, coming back to the updates on WhatsApp platform. Ogudu Alakpere traffic still. Vehicular movement from Otedola Bridge connecting Secretariat down to Tollgate. A good movement there. From Tollgate on route motorway Ojota Bridge down to Estate Alakpere. A better movement there. From Alakpere Estate connecting Ogudu Ifako down to Car Wash is a smooth journey. The return journey from Bagada Bridge and Olokpomeji connecting Car Wash Ifako Ogudu down to Estate Alakpere by MRS is highly encouraging. Despite few queues at MRS Petrol, immediately after MRS by Estate Alakpere connecting Apostolic Church or Jota Bridge down to Ikosi Junction is a moving traffic. From Ikosi Junction connecting Tollgate Secretariat down to Otedola Bridge is perfectly okay. So nothing like a falling tanker anymore in that axis. So it's been sorted out. That's a good work, good job by the traffic managers and of course all the officials involved in the evacuation of the fallen tanker. All right, big round of applause to you. Okay, moving back to sports update now. Before I go straight to the Nigeria Premier Football League, the resumption of the second half of the season, see what we have in the news for the NPFL this season. So teams are really getting set for the second half of the season, particularly the matches for this weekend, which will be match day 20 of the NPFL. And we'll take a look at the top 5 teams on the table of the NPFL. All right, what do we have in the news? Kodo City is traveling. Okay, the Kodo City have released their squad for the game at Sunshine Stars. Their travel to Sunshine Stars when they play away from home. But then there isn't much to talk about in the news. But let's just go straight to what we have in the fixtures for this weekend, match day 20. Nasarawa United will face Katsina United today at 2 o'clock. Enugu Rangers versus Niger Tornadoes coming up at 3 o'clock today. And Sunshine Stars and Ikorodu City will also face off 4 o'clock today. And Abia Warriors versus Bayelsa United also coming up today. That will be 4:15. And then for tomorrow's matches, we'll see Heartland welcoming Lobby Stars 2 o'clock. There is Aqua United versus Remo Stars also coming up tomorrow. Plateau United versus Rivers United. Now, 2 matches have been postponed in Kwara United versus Shooting Stars and Kano Pillars versus Al Kanemi Warriors. So we'll talk about tough talk now. MPFL restarts. Remo Stars, Rivers United in tough away ties, and some teams have said we are ready for our opponents to come. Even those that are going away are saying we are ready to go on and storm and beat them in their home, and of course on their home turf. Enyimba player Iheme Kwele says we are ready for Kano Pillars. That's talking tough right there, and we'll see how the game ends this weekend for the match day 20 and the return for the second half of the season, the MPFL for 2024-2025 season. I know the Brownie Day still plays for Enyimba Football Club, and we'll see how he really tried to get them some things, not like he single-handedly was doing things, but really tried to score as many goals as possible for Enyimba in the CAF Confederations Cup. But unfortunately, they just were no match to their opponents, and they having sent packing. Now they have to focus on the MPFL season and the Federation Cup. That's right. That's the FA Cup of Nigeria football. Okay, we'll see how far Enyimba can go and how far and how well Brown Ideye will help the team to. That's just some good things coming back to the Nigeria Premier Football League. Now we'll see ex-international players that have played abroad successfully come back to the local league and try and rub shoulders with the local player. That's some good one, yes. If we keep having them coming back and so just going to retire when things don't continue to go well in Europe, we just might be missing out on this kind of fun. I mean, have Brand Day come and say, yes, I played in Europe successfully. I scored as many goals. I can continue with that here in Nigeria for the local league, in the local league. And it does it, and everybody's happy. It will even bring more fans to the stadium. So I want to go and see Brown Ideye. The stadium is just behind me here, just at the backyard of my house. I can always go there and watch Ideye play, or any other ex-international or ex-Super Eagles, I should say. All right, moving on from there now to what more is happening in the world of sports. Of course, right now is the transfer news. Expecting more updates from the control room, please hit me up 0809-912-0777 if you're a motorist and you can see what really is happening on the roads you'd like to report. The number is 0809-912-0777. You can also send WhatsApp messages if you cannot make a call. But remember, you should not to be making calls while you're driving or sending messages while you're driving. Please park your car and to do the needful. Report whatever needs to be reported on the roads. Keep it to or straight, but don't do it while behind the steering wheel. Okay, please. That's what we advocate for here. And don't say somebody said you should do that. No. If you want to do it, just park your car by the roads just on the side, and do that, and then you continue with your journey. 0809-912-0777. Remember that number for calls and for WhatsApp messages. Okay, now transfer news. Now, these some of these stories here are just speculation, and some, of course, are the real deal. But then, regarding Arsenal's target Benjamin Sesko, Leipzig, we don't know what really is going on with Leipzig and Arsenal Football Club. If they are going to get it done, sorted out before the end of January transfer window. Today is 25, all right? And by the end of the window, there will be no more transfer. But by the end of January, the window will close, and no more transfer news until in the summer, all right? Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U are among those to watch in final days of the January transfer windows. Clubs in the Premier League and across the world look to wrap up deals before the deadline. Now, Chelsea's latent interest in Alejandro Garnacho could unlock a series of moves. I don't think it's even going to happen. Chelsea looking to get Garnacho doesn't look like it's going to happen. If the likes of Napoli that could get another player in the opposite direction are saying no way. Who's Chelsea? Who are they that they think that they can get it done? No, you better go and look for other strikers from the other lower teams, so to say. No disrespect to them. There is Matheus Cunha of Wolverhampton Wanderers that you could really get. So teams like Arsenal, Mikel Arteta should look inwards. If Benjamin Sesko is not looking like, you look for what is available, and then try to do what? Get them. Use them for the remainder of the season, maybe on loan or even buy. You never know. These kind of players can just come out to be the turnaround for the season, and then the trophy that you have coveted over the years, you might actually get it snapped, and then you become the winner at the end of the season, and all thanks to your brave decision and the player that you get at the end of the day. So if Benjamin Sesko is not coming forth, Alaye, get Matheus Cunha. So now, as for Man City, we already talked about that, signing Egyptian forward Omar Mamouche, and of course Chelsea are also in talks with Juve for striker Dusan Vlahovic. Okay, now we'll see which of these speculations of these potential moves become reality. But Mamouche is already a striker for Manchester City, $17 million. That's huge. Yes, really is huge. Now, Man U are also said to have open talks with Leeds for defender Patrick Dorgu. So Ruben Amorim prioritizes signing a left back, but the club needs to sell to buy. With Alejandro Garnacho and Anthony set to leave. Why is Alejandro Garnacho set to leave? He shouldn't leave. I don't think Man U would want him to leave. He's so integral for this season, for Man U season 2024-2025. Marcus Rashford is also searching for a move away from Old Trafford, with his representative having met Barcelona executive. Though a move away is not currently looking likely, but Garnacho is a reported target for Chelsea, as I rightly reported earlier. Still talking transfer now, before I go straight to the fixtures for this weekend now. Let's see what we have here. Said Man U are among the clubs who could be very busy with Garnacho and Marcus Rashford, tipped to leave in the coming days. Chelsea are also chasing the forward in Argentine Garnacho, but what could be? Chelsea also likely to see Nkunku move to Old Trafford. Okay, if there is a swap, it might just happen. If there is a swap, we'll see. There's also potential interest from Bayern Munich. Arsenal, meanwhile, they are expected to actually make their transfer business sorted out on the deadline day or before deadline day. This is not new to Arsenal's mode of conducting business and transfer window. So they'll be willing to spend big. If they would be willing to spend big, of course, they could actually sort out the Benjamin Sesko, RB Leipzig star, or Sporting Lisbon's Victor Gyökeres. Okay, we'll see if that will also pan out. For Manchester City, they may have signed a striker, but they're also letting some players go. Now, Kyle Walker has completed a move to AC Milan, who also said that Tammy Abraham was one of the reasons he moved, that Tammy Abraham convinced him to move to AC Milan. We'll see, but AC Milan are used, so perhaps Italian Serie A are known to welcome older players that have really excelled in other parts of Europe, in the leagues, other parts of Europe, and they go to the Italian Serie A and they excel. Yeah, so it's not a new thing. For the fact that this guy has a thunderous pace, so he might just succeed when he gets to the Italian Serie A. And I'm talking about Kyle Walker. All right, Manchester United have already struck an agreement to sign Patrick Dogu from Lecce. The Red Devils are attempting to sign the defender over the closing days of the transfer window, and talks are ongoing with the Italian club. Okay, we'll see if anything else happens in the course of this transfer window. Now, Manchester United and Brazilian Anthony has expressed his happiness ahead of completing a loan move to Real Betis. And speaking after flying to Spain to complete formalities, he said, "I'm so happy and I am ready." So he will be joining the Spanish side on a temporary deal that's a loan until the end of this season. Now, Arsenal are facing Kua's issue. Sticking with Arsenal, they have a potential problem as they attempt to sign Matheus Cunha. That's good. That's good. Now, according to a report, Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest are both also interested in the Brazilian former. That's Aston Villa would make a move if they decide to sell John Duran. That's some tricky business there. John Duran has really come to their rescue in the course of the season. Goes in as a substitute and scores winners or even equalizing goals. So, but it's just what they know what they want. They know what they're letting go if they eventually let it go. All right, and finally, Arsenal are chasing Norwegian wonderkid. They are closing in on the move for Rosenborg's midfielder Sverre Nypan. According to reports, talks between the Gunners, Rosenborg, and Nypan's representatives are advancing. He will be signed as one for the future, albeit with will link up with Arsenal's first team immediately. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about the present. You want to win the Premier League, right? Get someone fast, ASAP. Okay, we'll see if what you are doing is the right thing. Arteta, I'm talking to you and Arsenal management. If what you guys are doing is the right thing, we'll see at the end of the season. Welcome back. Just before I wrap up the show, let's talk about the games to come this weekend. Man City and Chelsea, the biggest game of the weekend across Europe. And, of course, not forgetting Napoli and Juve in the Italian Serie A there. But then, ahead of Man City and Chelsea game, Pep Guardiola has something to say, and he is saying that they are not afraid. Yes, said Man City are not afraid that the team has lost their fear factor at the Etihad Stadium. A Spanish tactician stated this ahead of today's clash, saying that everyone came to the Etihad and stayed back. The first time I saw man marking was Neil Warnock at Cardiff. Okay, that's for the cup games. Now everybody does it. Everyone comes here. It doesn't matter man to man. They just jump to Ederson or Stefan. That's the two goalkeepers. And of course, you have to adapt, do it better with the ball. Otherwise, you are not qualifying for the Champions League. Our problem is with the ball. The season is what we have missed. If you have the ball and don't pass properly to your mate, everything is so difficult. So he's saying that they are seeing their problem, their challenges, and probably working towards tackling such challenges. All right, I did mention that Man City will play Chelsea. There's the last game for today, Saturday. There will be Wolves, Arsenal. There will be Southampton, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Ipswich Town. There's Brighton and Everton. There is Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest in today's matches for the Premier League. Tomorrow we'll see Crystal Palace and Brentford, London Derby. There, Tottenham Hotspur and Leicester City, Aston Villa and West Ham. There is Fulham hosting Manchester United. Now moving from there now to the Italian Serie A, Milan and Parma. There is Lecce and Inter Milan, Lazio versus Fiorentina, Udinese and Roma Football Club also continue with this weekend's matches, and continue still Napoli, Juve. I mentioned that's coming up today at 6 o'clock. Empoli and Bologna. There is Como versus Atalanta. In the Spanish La Liga now, Real Valladolid hosting Real Madrid. There is Sevilla and Espanyol, Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. There is Mallorca and Real Betis. And still talking La Liga now, Barcelona will welcome Valencia to the Camp Nou. That will be tomorrow, Sunday at 9 o'clock. There will be Athletic Bilbao and Leganes, Real Sociedad and Getafe, Rayo Vallecano and Girona. The German Bundesliga will see Hoffenheim play Eintracht Frankfurt, St. Pauli and Union Berlin. RB Leipzig will also play Leverkusen, Mainz and Stuttgart. There is Freiburg versus Bayern Munich, Augsburg and Heidenheim, not forgetting Dortmund versus Werder Bremen, and lastly it's Mönchengladbach versus Bochum. In the French Ligue 1, we'll see PSG play Reims. There is Strasbourg versus Lille, Monaco and Rennes. That's Stade de Rennes. Still in Ligue 1 now, Nice and Olympique Marseille, Toulouse and Montpellier, Nantes and Olympique Lyonnais. There is Lens and Angers, not forgetting Le Havre and Brest. Now, these are the top 5 leagues action across Europe for this weekend, and they promise to be interesting at the end of the match weekend for this January 25-26. So for last night's action, right? There were some games that were played last night. Let's see, Torino beat Cagliari 2-0. Las Palmas and Osasuna played out to a 1-1 draw. And Wolfsburg also played a 2-2 draw with Austin Kiel. There is a legal match. There was a legal match, rather, between Auxerre and Saint Etienne. 1-1. It ended. A lot of draw results, rather, from last night's matches. And of course, this is where I'll be saying enough for this afternoon's sports update. And of course, Sports Trip you have been listening to since about 30 minutes ago that started. I will be back this evening for Sport Lane between 6:30 and 7 p.m. I know some matches would have started and have been concluded, and by then we'll be talking about the biggest game of the weekend, Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium versus Chelsea Football Club. My name is Dario Johnson. Good afternoon and God bless.